Hello, Professor. My name is Wenceslav Apostolov, and I'll be presenting my management control project, which is about the Toyota Motor Corporation. Toyota Motor Corporation is headquartered in Toyota City, Japan, and operates globally through autonomous regional centers. In Europe, operations are coordinated from Belgium, with manufacturing in Poland, France, and the Czech Republic. Toyota operates almost exclusively in the automotive industry by designing, manufacturing, and selling passenger and commercial vehicles under its brands like Toyota, Lexus, Daihatsu, Hino, and Century. It also provides financial services such as financing, insurance, and even a savings bank account, although these are region specific. Toyota's mission can be summed up as producing happiness for all. Unlike competitors that focus on extracting value from customers, Toyota focuses on the value it produces for them. The vision builds on this. Toyota aims to be a pioneer in the vehicle electrification and safety innovation, not just for passengers cars, but also for its commercial division. Toyota's values trace directly back from its founder Kirikyo Toyoda and are known as the Toyota Way. Three principles stand out: hard work for the greater good, Kaizen, which is a Japanese concept of continuous improvement, and the respect for people and teamwork. These aren't just slogans, but they are the cultural engine behind Toyota's consistency and long term success. Toyota's most critical strategic goals are the diversification and carbon neutrality. On diversification, it aims to support 3.5 million electric vehicles by 2030 and produce 100,000 hydrogen fuel cells per year. On the carbon neutrality, its targets is fuel neutrality across the vehicle lifespan by 2050. The progress is already visible, as CO2 emissions from new vehicles are down from 32%, exceeding their own target of 30%. Toyota is investing heavily in human capital, training 100,000 new employees and upskilling the existing ones with AI. The goal is to maintain its technological edge, including the development of a solid state battery with 1,200 kilometers of range and a 10-minute charging, expected to come by 2030. On market leadership, Toyota sold 11.3 million vehicles last year, retaining its position as the world's best-selling automaker, a title that intends to defend, especially against the rising threat of Chinese manufacturers. Toyota's automotive revenues reached 43.2 trillion yen last year, though operating income dropped by about 15% to 3.9 trillion due to higher costs. Notably, the financial services revenues surged by 30%, showing that the diversification strategy is bearing fruit. For the fiscal year of 2026, Toyota is forecasting a further decline in operating income to around 3.8 million tren, driven by the US tariffs, HR investment, and geopolitical tension. Despite this, the dividend is being raised to 95 yen per share, a significant commitment to long-term shareholders. Toyota's passenger vehicle lineup is deliberately tailored to the regional demand. In Europe, compact models like the Corolla and the Crown are leading. In non-America, trucks and SUVs are the ones that dominate. So, Toyota introduced the Tacoma, Highlander, and the Land Cruiser to compete directly with American manufacturers. Toyota also has a sports heritage, which it commercialized through the Gazoo Racing division, producing models like the GR86, the GR Corolla, and the GR Supra. To compete in the luxury segment without damaging Toyota's affordable and reliable image, Toyota created Lexus in the 1980s, a fully separate brand targeting premium buyers with models like the IS, ES, LS, UX, and the RX. On the commercial side, both Hino and Daihatsu have been suspended, one for emissions issues and the following for safety scandals. The Century brand has a potential future with the hybrid and EV versions rumored to come in the mid 2030s. Toyota's Financial Services is a legally separate subsidiary converting auto loans, leasing, and insurance, and even savings bank account that allows customers to trade bonds and money market instruments. Revenue from this segment has been growing consistently, reaching nearly 4.5 trillion yen in the 2025 fiscal year, making it a key diversification pillar for the group. In mature markets like Europe, Toyota competes as an outsider on European turf, but it holds a clear and defensible position, the intersection of price and reliability. Although Volkswagen Group leads in raw revenue, Volkswagen's operating politically, Toyota is most exposed to protectionism. 9 billion US tariffs are costing around $9 billion. China's relationships are declining, and Europe may fall the rising costs, tariffs, and a declining reputation of Japan is rising German brands that are Toyota's financial resilience keeps it firmly on the top. And for Toyota's own debt, a potential Western recession is further suspending new car demand. In response, Toyota is investing around $14 billion in the US battery plant to reduce tariff exposure. On the social side, growing environmental awareness is actually a tailwind for Toyota's hybrid first strategy. Technologically, the race to develop affordable long range electrical vehicle batteries and autonomous driving systems is the defining challenge. Toyota is moving carefully on the autonomy to prioritize safety. Legally, it must comply with the emission and safety regulations across 170 countries, and environmental and natural disasters such as floods and tsunamis in Japan pose a real supply chain risk. Kyoto's core strength in its combination of market leadership, financial resilience, and hardware-first culture that consumers are increasingly preferring over the software-heavy competitors like Tesla and BYD. Its main weakness is the overdependence on the US market, which the tariff shock has exposed. The biggest opportunity is in India, the fastest growing auto market with no dominant player yet. The biggest threat is the rise of the Chinese EV manufacturers like BYD, which beat Toyota in China for the first time in 2024 and has continued to do so. Competitive rivalry is intense, brand loyalty is fading as cars are becoming commodities and prices rise. The threat of new entrants is essentially zero as the capital required is enormous. Supplier power is growing, particularly for electrical vehicle batteries that are concentrated in the Chinese influenced regions in Africa and chips supplied from Taiwan. Buyer power is also increasing too. Toyota is allocating 75% of its resources to hybrids and 25% to full EVs. The reason is backed by data. Electrical vehicle manufacturing emits roughly 40% more CO2 than the hybrids due to the battery production. A Tesla Model 3 battery alone produces 4 tons of CO2 just to make it, and degrades at about 5 to 10% per year, meaning it needs to be replaced every 4 years. The Toyota Prius hybrid battery degrades at under 1% per year. On a mixed grid like Italy's, for example, hybrids are often the greener option over a full life cycle. To hedge against the trade wars with the US, China, and potentially the EU, Toyota is actively localizing its production. Already, around 50% of the US sold vehicles are built locally, as new plants are planned to be built in Taiwan, Indonesia, and India, with India said to be the largest investment so far. Hydrogen technology also features here as a long term bet. If infrastructure develops, hydrogen fuel cells vehicles could produce near zero life cycle emissions, since they only emit water when driven. Thank you for your attention.